right, let's bring that beat back.
Avengers, what's up? We'll be started in just a little bit. If you could give that like button a little bit of loving, we would appreciate it. See you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started, and we are joined by Gem Mint from the Gem Mint Collectible YouTube channel.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
What's up, man? Good to have you here.
Josh, what's going on, man? Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, you know, look, dude, you were the obvious choice when Marvel Collectibles started blowing up. I was like, we got to talk to Gem Mint, because correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what the collectible thing is all about right now. It's about finding the Gem Mints within these separate sets. Yes, that's kind of the thing right now.
Yeah, it's like I picked the perfect name when I started my channel to reach this point where everyone's going for them Gem Mints. So yeah, man, it worked out.
Yeah, and for the people, because we have a channel of mostly, I would say, Marvel, like movie television fans, you know what I mean? Comic fans, of course, but more, we definitely have more of on the movie side. So for those that are uneducated or uninitiated, what is a Gem Mint?
So most people, even if you're just casual fans or collectors, you've heard of someone say, hey, that's in mint condition, right? So Gem Mint is the grading terminology for the highest grade possible, a 10.0 or a 10 or a Gem Mint 10. So when I came up with the name, I was thinking about being like a comic book CGC 9.8 is like your typical most sought after grade. So I was like, hey, I'm going to be 9.8. And then I thought, you know what? If we're going to be a grade, we got to be the highest grade, and we got to be Gem Mint. So that's kind of how the name was in the channel was born.
Love it, man. Love it. And how long have you been into collectibles, into nerdy things? When did it start?
Man, I've been into that ever since I was a kid. What's funny enough, the trading cards is what got me into comics as a kid. Me picking up the Marvel masterpieces, seeing the comics on the back, and I wanted to learn more about the character, more than the little bio that the card had. So then I went to the local comic shop and I found Spawn and Spider-Man and X-Men. Like most people my age, though, mid-30s, I kind of got out of it when I got into high school. Kind of other things piqued my interest more. But then in my adult life, I got back to it via trading cards by picking them up on eBay and then just going down the rabbit hole of comics and action figures and statues and so forth.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this. When the MCU sort of started taking off, right? You know, like Iron Man, I really enjoyed Iron Man 1. I thought, you know, Thor was great and Captain America was great. But then as it became obvious that this was sort of becoming a thing, right? And that the MCU was building, did you feel like, did you get into it more? Did you embellish more into that side, or did you kind of already have like a pretty nice collection built up at that point?
No, I think the MCU is what got me back into it. It made me start searching these things that I used to collect as a kid. Iron Man, and what really did it for me was Avengers. Like connecting 4 franchises into one movie was like the biggest thing that I've ever seen, like that I experienced in the theaters. You know, I didn't grow up with Star Wars and the original trilogy, so seeing something like this, it just kind of it just blew my mind, and it got me back into it. Started going weekly to pick up comics again, and until we are here today.
That's awesome. And like, you know, I've always found it interesting that, particularly on the comic book side of things, certain characters and like their first appearance or when they did a particular thing, there'll be like a milestone book, right? Like Hulk 181 or, you know, books like that.
Sure.
Do you think there's anything, because, you know, again, we have all of these people that are sort of we just started like talking about collectibles and stuff, and everybody's like really hyped and they want to know like what to get into, what, you know, what could they do now to start building for maybe some kind of a collection that could be worth something in the future. Do you see any kind of a connection between like WandaVision and the coming X-Men to the MCU and all that with what's going on currently with collectibles?
Man, definitely. The MCU drives the comic book market, and then on a smaller scale, the DCEU and whatever goes on in media. But the MCU gets people interested in these characters, and then a portion of that audience will go, you know, look for their first appearances or their trading cards. So, you know, it might not get the billions of people watching the movie, but it's going to get like tens to hundreds of thousands of people that want to go get that first appearance. And that's what drives the price up. When you have this influx of collectors, these new collectors that want to jump in, supply and demand, and stuff starts becoming harder to obtain because, I mean, look, these first appearances are from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. They're not making any more of them, you know? So it drives the market. And WandaVision, I think, just shows how we were missing the MCU last year, man. We were missing it, and it came back so hard and got us interested in Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and Mephisto, even though still not confirmed, right? But
yeah.
All these type of maybe even more obscure characters. Yeah. And it's a really, that combined with third-party grading brought back the collectible market that was dead in the 90s. Trading cards, sports cards, and comic books.
Well, because like I think what happened in the 90s was sort of what you would describe as a bubble, right? Because especially on the comic book side, they went into this hyper collectible thing where they were doing all these variant covers, and then you had like weird covers that you had to do certain
die cut, hologram,
all kinds of stuff, and it basically just flooded the marketplace, and all of that stuff basically burst in this bubble of like worthlessness, where now you can have some even really cool books, like even a full set of like Daredevil Reborn, Frank Miller stuff is really not really worth much at all because it came in an era when there was just so much stuff being just printed. But there are still some things that I think will pick up value. Let me ask you this, just out of curiosity, do you think anything in the past 5 to 6 years that came out of the big two from a comic perspective was worth picking up and trying to hold? Did you? Yeah,
I mean, even stuff that came out in the last couple of years, stuff that Donny Cates is doing on Thor with the Black Winter and characters like that. Even indies like Something's Killing the Children, which doesn't have the million print run like books of the 90s did, and it's probably going to be adapted into a show somewhere down the line if it hasn't already been announced.
Yeah.
But even characters like Gore the God Butcher that Jason Aaron created, I don't think it was within the last 5 years, maybe 10, is going to be in a movie now. So that book, which is considered a modern book, is going for a lot of money in a 9.8. And again, that graded third-party grading system takes that print run that's this big and it shrinks it down based on how many are 9.8s. Are there any 9.9s or 10s? And it makes them valuable. And that third-party grading is bringing life into the trading cards as well, like we're seeing with these Gem Mint 10s.
Yeah, man. I find it to be so awesome just because, I mean, like, as a nerd, it's so cool to see this stuff from like our childhood, you know what I mean? Like become like actual commodities. Like this stuff could actually, like, it's legitimately worth money. It's pretty crazy. It's
it's cool to see something that you love and that you grew up with being appreciated by other people. Now, some are into it for financial reasons. Some are just like, oh, hey, this is cool. I remember this as well. But it's like, yeah, you're liking the same thing I like, and that's dope.
Dude. Do you think? Because here's my thing on this: is I think MCU, because after Endgame, I think we were at a place where it was hard to imagine more hype or like more fandom, right? It seemed like a worldwide event, right? But the year off and like kind of the way people are responding to WandaVision, like WandaVision is breaking records on streaming and it's like almost a trolling show. Like it's almost like Feige's trolling us, right? So I personally believe that Marvel hype is like, I'm very bullish on Marvel hype. I think especially when the X-Men are coming into the MCU, dude.
That's what I was going to say. I was worried about Endgame because you're right. Where do you go after here? Do you do Galactus? I don't know that that's more imposing or impressive than Thanos with the Infinity Stones, but when they got the rights to Fantastic Four and X-Men, I had faith. And WandaVision's success just shows you that they still got it. Yeah. They can make bangers out of Guardians of the Galaxy and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and this weird kind of sitcom show that once they do X-Men, forget it. I think we're going to be able to have a second wave like we had with that first big Infinity Saga.
Nice, man. Yeah, no. So is there, I guess, any advice? I'm kind of hearing, kind of just thinking out loud that for our fans, if they know or seem to know where the MCU is going, that could potentially be a hint at some collectibles that might rise in value. Sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. So stuff like maybe Secret Invasion, getting into some of the Dark Reign stuff, Spider-Man, even Spider-Verse, which is interesting because Miles, you know, a relatively recent character,
blowing up.
Yeah, blowing up. I think created in like, what, 2009 or something. So you can grab, I mean, you know, you still have to go hunting, and that's kind of the fun for me too, is like, you know, going hunting and finding. Yeah. But I think if you just think about where the MCU is going, you probably know where to look for some value to increase, yeah?
Well, that's what's so cool about being a comic fan in this MCU world, because you kind of have inside knowledge of what could possibly come next, and then you can kind of speculate on characters that haven't been done yet and get in on those characters now. Like, you can go after first appearances of Galactus, heralds that aren't Silver Surfer, right? Like Nova. I mean, some of these are already hot because
man,
people get it. But if you're a comic fan, you kind of know where they could possibly go, and you could use that to your benefit. And to me, that appeals to me on both levels, because not only am I a fan, but I like buying a lot of collectibles. And the only thing better than buying them is selling a collectible that you bought for much less, and it blows up, and now you can afford to buy these expensive statues and things that you wouldn't want to spend your hard-earned paycheck on. So there's so many cool aspects about the collecting hobby that, you know, is being driven, like I said, by the MCU. So it's a great thing, man.
Yeah, awesome, man. Couple more questions for you, and then I'm going to start cracking this pack here. And I want to know what the big money cards are potentially that we're looking for in here, and just in general a little bit maybe about this set and just some other things. But so for people, you know, again, kind of just getting into it, how does, you know, maintenance work? What, you know, the grading system seems important, but also grading costs money, right? So are there any like pieces of advice you'd want to give for people to maybe avoid some pitfalls or something, like getting into it?
I mean, and I'm not a trading card expert, but I know a thing or two, because I come more from the comic book background. And with comic book grading, you're looking for flaws in the book that were post-production. But with trading cards, it's different. They grade production defects, so centering of the card. Obviously, you're going to look for things like corners and scratches, but it's not a comic book that has like spine ticks on it or foxing or anything like that. So with trading cards, I have two pieces of advice. First of all, we don't know what's going to happen when everybody submits these cards and the census shows so many more Gem Mint 10s. my prediction is we're going to see a lot more in the census, and they're not going to be selling for the prices that we're seeing right now. So it's kind of like you should probably send your stuff out right now and try to catch this bubble or this or this influx in the market. Now, as far as what to send, I think you want to make sure they're going to hit Gem Mint 10s. You want definite, perfect centering, no scratches, sharp corners, just perfect cards. Because if they start coming back less than a Gem Mint 10, it's almost like, is it even worth it compared to what it costs to get it graded? Because it's expensive. I think it could be like up to $50 a card for PSA.
Yeah, gotcha. And then when it comes to comic books and stuff, are you a bag and board kind of guy? Is that like pretty standard, or how do you treat your collectible comics?
Yeah, so, I kind of got out of the collecting of comics and even the CGC issues. I'm more like a coach than a player now.
Gotcha, yeah.
But, I mean, I buy my comics, I read them carefully, I do bag and board them, and I'll tend to either give them away in our monthly, like, gem crates that we do on the channel, or maybe I'll sell, if I complete a mini series or a maxi series, I might sell them, and I like to keep them in good condition. But I'm not sending any books to CGC right now, and I'm out of the key issue game. I'm more into the statues now and these hardcover omnibus because I like the content. I like to read them. But I was heavy into the CGC books, man, a couple of years ago, and those prices have gone crazy since then.
I know, it's crazy. Well, the whole market, I mean, so, I've actually just kind of been interested in, investing and crypto and all these different kind of things that seem to be happening all at one time in our world. And man, it just seems like all investing is in a really weird place where people are kind of looking at the long-term projections and they're like, well, even if, like, for instance, you were saying, like, and I think you're right, once all the cards hit the census, like, supply is going to drop, but I think or
supply will increase in the
right. Sorry, that. I'm still kind of bullish on all of this stuff long term, though, especially like as we go towards a digital world, like analog collectibles and like these cards, and what Logan Paul did to Pokemon cards and like what's happening in Pokemon cards. Like, you can't deny the influencer element of this too, which is pretty interesting. It seems like it's a whirlwind of crazy, man, and I think. Let me ask you this: if you could get your hands on a bunch of sealed product right now, would you just sit on the sealed product, or would you try to like crack it for like some singles values?
I'm the type that it would depend how much profit I had in the sealed box. If I bought a sealed box for $150 last year and now it's going for $3,000, I'm selling the box and I'll let the next guy gamble on, is he going to get Gem Mint 10s and investing the money and time to send it and wait for it. It all depends on what I had in the box.
Right.
If I'm going to make $3,000 on a quick flip, I'll take it without risk.
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes to this Series 3,
I don't want you to question opening that box.
Oh no, it's getting open. I actually bought two, and I'm gonna leave one sealed. I told the chat in the Nerd Avengers, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave one sealed because I want to investigate what it goes for in a year, and then I want to investigate what it goes for in like 2 years too. You know what I mean? Because like it is kind of interesting, the arbitrage price, right? So basically these sealed boxes, they have to stay at a certain price to prevent people from being able to just buy them cheaply, get the really expensive cards and flip them, right? So yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. Basically it's like this: your odds are, if we open this box, we will not get one of the big money cards. But if we do, solid. You know what I mean?
The risk with cards is that you might get a big money card, but is it a big money grade? Is it a Gem Mint 10?
Right.
So the holograms on these three universe sets are notoriously hard for good centering. And I think on that set is the hardest to tell because it doesn't really have clear borders. It's like 100% hologram, whereas the Series 1 has the white border. Okay. The Series 2, you can kind of see the border because it's still like an entire rectangle. Yeah. But this one, I think it's a little bit harder. But, hopefully you get the holograms and you can make sure they don't have scratches on the surface, which is something that could have happened. You want, obviously they should have good corners because they're not packs that are handled in the wild. They've been secured in this box.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to look for holograms and then popular characters. I mean, I'm not up on what are all the hottest from Series 3, but I'm sure your big names, your Thanoses and your stuff like that are going to be the ones that people are going to want to search on eBay for Gem Mint 10s.
Yeah, man, we had a cool when we did the other box, and we are gonna give one of these packs away as well. But like, it was cool to even just see the great artwork. Like the other one we did was the Masterpiece series. And
the 92 are my favorite, and that's the set that got me into collecting.
Yeah, man, they are pretty beautiful. So
because they're all painted. Even I think the 93, 4, 5, and 6, they're all painters like Joe Jusko or Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo and creators like that.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. The only thing is this little camera I have is so crappy. I almost feel like switching it so that they can see the goodness on here.
But when I was a kid, man, everybody loved that Series 3, the box you're holding, because the set had like this cosmic background, and if you had the cards in a 9-card sleeve, the background all connected. And those also had like the stats on the back, which that's how you knew who was stronger than who or smarter than who.
Dude.
When it came to the Marvel Universe, you know?
Yeah, I love these things, man. I have such fond memories of these cards, and they definitely got me into Marvel. And I remember comparing them to and like trying to think about who would win in a fight. And then also too, I don't know if you had this experience I remember when the internet like first was like becoming a thing, just going online and just looking up like X-Men photos and just printing them out for just no reason, bro.
I got a computer for my bar mitzvah. It was a compact Presario. I don't even know if you guys are familiar with that, right? And the first thing I did, I hooked up my printer, I put my ink cartridge in there, and I think I printed out like 6 full-color Spawn pages, and I was out of ink. And I learned right away, real quick, how fast it runs out and how expensive it was to get ink cartridges.
Dude, for sure. I remember I was like at my mom's office or something, and she comes back and I like killed her printer, and I just had this pile of like X-Men, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "But look at how dope this looks. It looks incredible."
I put it in a binder or something like that.
Oh, these are nice, man.
That, and I would print out rap lyrics.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Well, I'm not going to hold you up. I don't want you to kind of hang out for this whole unboxing. This is going to take forever. Let's see if there's anything kind of going on in the chat. I'll see if there's any questions for you kind of while I'm unboxing.
Yeah, somebody asked me something.
Yeah, let me pull it up, and then we'll go for like 20 more minutes just getting Q&A, and then I'll let you get out of here. We'll send everybody over to your channel for sure as well. Owen Rhodes says 2 best dudes on YouTube. Oh wow, that's gonna screw up the thing actually when I check that out. Actually, I might not be able to look.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see the comments here on StreamYard.
Oh yeah, that's because we're not. Yeah, we're actually not streaming through StreamYards actually.
You went through the back door on them.
Yeah, we're streaming through the OBS, but I'm gonna pull up the stream on my phone so I can at least see what people are saying in chat while we're cracking these things. So, what movie are you most looking forward to in the MCU Phase 4, just in general?
I guess Multiverse of Madness, man.
Yeah. Hard to not pick that one, right? I mean,
it's like, what are they gonna do? And they're gonna give us so much fan service. I think we're gonna see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and what do you think about all the Spider-Man stuff, dude? Because that is,
it's so much to take in. It's like I don't even know what to believe. It's kind of like, okay, they're going to do everything crazy, and we'll just see what happens. You know, it sounds like we're going to have a lot of little cameos. I don't know that they're going to play as big a role as people are thinking or hoping, but maybe we'll see glimpses into the Maguire-verse and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and all that. So
I'm very hopeful, bro. I actually think it's going to get pretty wild, and I think Feige like has a plan for it for sure.
I mean, I trust in Feige. Like, protect Feige at all costs.
Right?
He hasn't led us wrong. He's got a vision, and I just feel like he's trying to work with Sony, but Sony kind of wants to do their own thing, and it's not as good as what he would have done, and he's kind of trying to work it out with them.
Yeah, dude. 100%, man. 100% with you on that. Rebel X says, thoughts on Bowen mini bust and statues. I see it's a buyer's market, mini bust anyways, right now. How do you think the market is progressing? Do you know much about the Bowen mini bust?
Yeah. So, and it was before my time of collecting, so I've never owned a Bowen, but Randy Bowen is responsible for collectible statues, at least in the comic world. He basically created the genre. So all respect to Bowen. The pieces are great, comic accurate. They're a little bit of a smaller scale than what I like to collect. I like quarter scale or 1/4 scale or bigger. So his is, I think, more on the 1/7 scale or so. It's his own scale.
Okay.
If it's a buyer's market, yeah, I mean, the thing is that the statue hobby has exploded in the last 5 years, and I think, like you said earlier, like influencer influence, I guess, like more people are talking about them, showing them off, and in turn, more people are buying them. Me, I'm just trying to keep up with new stuff at this point. I don't really go back to pick up the older stuff because there's so many new companies coming out, producing so many awesome pieces that I just look forward. I think of anything with statues, you got to look at edition size, man. What's the edition size? What's it selling for on the aftermarket? The only thing that's going to really make them worth more money is if, there's not as many out there to be had, and how popular is the character, right. How hard to find. So those are the things that you got to look at with those busts and everything. Awesome pieces, though.
Yeah, man. That's one thing I haven't really gotten too much into is the statues. I like Hot Toys a lot, but they're I don't know how they do secondary market value. I don't really think of them too much as collectibles. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think they definitely are, and I think it's another one of those things. Like, what was the edition size? Did it go out of stock quickly? Is it sought after and hard to find? There's definitely Hot Toys out there that are selling for more than retail on the aftermarket for sure.
Okay, nice. Yes.
But I don't know how Hot Toys works with edition size. I think they have edition sizes. I only own, I think, the one of them, a quarter scale Iron Man one, and I'm pretty sure there has an ES.
And two, also, Hot Toys has there's another company that just makes their like busts and stuff for them as well. So it's not just Hot Toys. I forget the name of the full company, but yeah, it's probably, like you said, it's like all about the supply demand, like how many people are going to want it. That's why you want to know if it's a popular character, because that will increase demand. It's like when we had our foils in my other pack, like they just weren't very popular X-Men. You know what I mean? And I was like, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, it's all about the popularity of the character. Now, the thing that's hard with these is, like, if it's a popular character like Wolverine, they're going to make thousands of them.
Right.
But if it's somebody like Starfire, they're not going to make as many, but she's not as sought after. So it's kind of like, there's a balance there. But, I do well with the sideshow pieces, with the XM pieces. Kind of like with collectibles, man. Marvel is more popular in collectibles than DC. I think getting rid of DC key issues is harder than Marvel, and selling DC statues is harder than Marvel statues. I think it just shows the popularity difference when it comes to the big two.
Dude, I just got an amazing triple R offer, dude. You think I can redeem this, or is it? Oh,
send it in.
Yeah, I should send it in.
I have the 10. Those
Dude,
10s are cool too.
This card, probably not worth anything, but I remember getting this when I was a kid, man. I loved this, dude.
First of all. But watch if all of a sudden Mr. Sinister is in the X-Men movies in the MCU, True. And then that's a Gem Mint 10, it'll go up.
True, dude. I love this card. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see. I hope he comes in to the MCU. That's for sure.
They got to, man. I'm sure Feige's looking like we can't do the same Magneto Wolverine stuff. They got to do the Summers stuff with Sinister and that whole thing. So I'm hopeful for Sinister. He's got to be a villain in these X-Men MCU movies.
Have you been reading the Hickman stuff at all?
Yeah.
Oh, so good, dude.
Yeah, so good. There's a couple that I just finally dropped, and I'm slowly dropping some from the poll list. But I've been reading like everything from House of X to Dawn of X, Reign of X, and all that stuff. I do the weekly reviews on my channel too. So if anyone's like a comic reader or whatever,
they should definitely, dude. And honestly, we should talk again because Omega Red, dude, he's coming in. Falcon Winter Soldier. He's rumored to be in the show.
Yeah, exactly. And his first appearance in 9.8 has always been like a $50 book. It's crept up to like 150 the last time I checked. It might even be going for more. Still has room to grow. If he shows up, it's going to start selling for a lot because people are going to see that and then go look for his first appearance. Yep. Like a fraction of the viewers are going to care about the comic book first appearance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the more it's so cool because like honestly, when it comes to that nerd stuff, it's like it's the OG nerds are like the market makers. Or like the information brokers, because all the normies like look to us and they're like, "Oh, that's the hot shit. Okay, that's what I want." You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool.
And we have an inside. We have the inside scoop, man. We know what could potentially happen. We know how many big X-Men villains there are and how many haven't been used yet.
Dude, I love Eternity, bro. Love that art.
And I can see Feige busting out Eternity, the Living Tribunal, and all these big cosmic entities.
Yeah, man.
Especially in Fantastic Four, man. I can see him doing it.
We got our...
I mean, they've already done
a foil, boys. We got a foil.
There you go.
The corner's dinged up a little bit, though. I can tell it's not a Gem Mint 10, but Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. That's another one that can use some redemption right now.
Yeah, there's rumors that he's coming. Yeah, unfortunately,
how
I can see the corners are both dinged up on the.
How does it come dinged up in a pack in a box, right?
Well, 20 years, I guess, huh? 20 years, and I don't know.
Or a factory, whoever bagged them or whatever.
It's unfortunate. I mean, I still am happy, but dang, if it was only just a little.
Yeah, that's Danny Ketch for sure, and I don't think he's been done. They did Johnny Blaze, right, in the the old school Ghost Rider, so they got to do Danny Ketch because, man, that's the 90s Ghost Rider for us,
Yeah, it would be cool, man. There's rumors. Well, they wanted Keanu Reeves. He'd probably be Johnny Blaze, but they might even get Nicolas Cage to come back and be Johnny Blaze.
I'm down for that,
dude. I'd be so down for that. I actually
Nicolas Cage is a comic book fan too. You got to respect.
Yeah, he's got a Action #1.
Or he had one. I think he had a restored 9.0. I think he sold it though.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm trying to think of the dealer guy who was involved with that. He's like a real eccentric looking guy. I can't really remember his name off the top.
That's pretty cool. Rebel X says, "Do you think they will do Weapon X story, Barry W. Smith story run on film?" Yeah. What?
I don't know. They kind of did the Weapon X story already. I don't think Feige's going to want to redo anything that's been done.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they might do some Weapon X stuff, but it'll be very different.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. It'll be dedicated. Maybe flashbacks or something. But there is so much. There's years of material that I'm sure they'll jump into something new. So that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, right?
Ego. Let's go.
Who was it? Keith Richards? Is that who it was?
It was
not Keith.
Yeah, no, it was. Why am I blanking on the dude? Yeah, I'm blanking on his name.
What's his name? Let me see.
Ghost Rider and Blaze. That's kind of a nice little team up card. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
The team up cards are cool, and some of them actually have some value too. Kurt Russell, chat's saying.
Kevin Richardson?
No, it was Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at something. Yeah, it was Kurt. Was it?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure it was Kurt. Man, I might have to give that foil away. It's a little dinged up, but I know the Nerd Avengers would still like it. Yo, Punisher and Cap. That is a nice looking card.
I think Marvel just got the rights back from the Punisher.
Yeah, dude. I think Bernthal. I think he's gonna do Bernthal too.
And then I tell you what, I mean, the Punisher ASM 129 is blowing up right now. There's a lot of doubt that we're going to see the Punisher the same way we've seen him. There's a lot of controversy surrounding him and his logo.
Yeah.
So that, I think collectors and speculators are saying, hey, there might not be a Punisher anymore. So let's just grab this stuff now while it's still around.
But you see, here's my thing. I would I think Feige's. I would hope, right, that Feige would draw a line in the sand and be like, look, no, you're right. But we're still gonna do Punisher, you know what I mean? We're gonna do him right, and we're gonna do him the way he's meant to be portrayed. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that Feige would do. We could change it up. We could, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're not gonna not do the Punisher. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's gotta.
So it's Kurt Russell. So who did I say it was, and who the hell was I thinking about?
I don't remember. Oh man. So do we know what that's obviously why those Gem Mint 10s are worth so much, dude. But do you know?
You can see you go buy a box, it doesn't necessarily come out perfect.
Yeah. Do we know what the distribution is for?
It's got to be millions, bro.
Yeah.
I think the whole problem with trading cards is they were so mass produced. The only reason why we're getting traction is because third party grading and separating the millions to the hundreds with how many are in perfect condition.
True. Yeah. 100%. Dude, this Moon Knight, that is sick.
Yeah, that's a dope card with the whole circle thing.
Yeah, man.
That's another character that's still yet to really blow. I mean, we speculated on his first appearance for a long time. It's already expensive, but we still haven't seen him. And they have a great actor casted.
Yeah, man. That Oscar Isaac's going to be pretty cool. There's a little Pietro for you guys. That might be hot.
He's so much more popular now than he was when that card was printed.
I know, right? Yeah, he got some justice, that's for sure.
So with WandaVision, were they just trolling us with that casting?
I don't think so. I think he's the
multiverse?
Fox. I think it's multiverse. I think that's the Fox guy. Yep.
But so I don't think Kevin Feige wants to use the same X-Men characters.
Well, so I don't think he permanently does, but I think he's gonna do something leading into Secret Wars, where he, you know what I mean, is gonna maybe have them be X-Men for a while, have them maybe remember the past, even like a House of M Secret Wars kind of combo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which would be pretty
Yeah,
sick.
'cause they don't typically do just one story as a movie.
Exactly.
It's kind of like bits and pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
So who do you think's coming back from the X-Men? You think Michael Fassbender?
I actually do. Yeah, that's sort of the rumor. And
yeah.
man, I would love Fassbender to come back. I thought he was great. Either one was great. I mean, they did such good casting, kind of twice for those roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but yeah.
And for Professor X too.
Exactly. It's crazy, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would be down for either or. I just hope they do Magneto justice. You know, like not that he was bad in the other films, because he has some great scenes, but like man. Ooh, we got a Thanos.
You want to see him more as a villain?
I want to see anti-hero, like really relatable, but like really strong.
Yeah, because he's a villain, but not because he wants to rob a bank. Like, he feels like what he's doing is just.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, surviving, like, that. Dude, like, you'd be on point for sure. Yeah. You know, and then all of a sudden they're coming for your people. Like, yeah, like you're gonna regulate. You know, so
it gets hard to adapt that backstory now. The longer we go, oh, there you go.
Oh, that's nice.
The longer we are from that era, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was actually just talking about this with some people about the fear with, you know, just a lot of the X-Men stuff, especially like because it was sort of an allegory for civil rights, right?
Right.
Wonder Man and Beast, dude.
So they're saying there's like teases of Wonder Man with this WandaVision too, right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, huh?
What do you think about this Al Pacino rumor?
I want it so bad, bro. Dude, that would be great. Like, and I think it's either Mephisto or Nightmare. Probably Nightmare is what it seems like now, but yeah, that would be fantastic, bro. He would kill it in that role.
Yeah, he would.
Little Emma Frost there. That's pretty cool. Yellow.
Yeah, Mercy saying William Dafoe as Norman Osborn / Red Goblin.
Ooh,
reprise it.
Red Goblin would be interesting.
It would take a lot. You'd have to have the Carnage symbiote established.
Yeah, they could get there in Sony stuff eventually. You know, that's another kind of interesting thing is what Sony's going to end up doing with like Venom and Morbius and all that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not really too hype about that, to be honest.
It's strange. Like, I'm not like inherently hyped about it, but like they do have a lot of cool stuff that they could play around with. Like if they did Noel,
I mean, I would go see it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Right on. And if it pops, it'll blow up some of these comics and card values too, right?
For sure. Like talk about Red Goblin. That's a book that you could buy now, and if he were to show up, it would be worth a lot more.
True. For
sure.
True. I did not see the MODOK teaser. People were saying in chat. I don't know if you checked that out at all.
No. What's going on with MODOK?
This is probably not a 10. I see a little dingage, but another foil, the Venom.
Yep.
That is pretty nice.
His first appearance is crazy high, man. I think it's not the 9.8 is like $4,000 to $5,000. It used to be a $1,000 book years ago.
That is
from Amazing Spider-Man 300.
You know what? I actually had the ability to get some of these back in the day. A local comic book shop was like going out of business, and I could have bought some of their bigger stuff. But at the time, like I just didn't have the money, and I was like, "What am I going to do with all this?" You know?
Yeah. And then when you have the money, it's like now it's so expensive where it's like you can't really justify it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And it's like with our people, right? A lot of them were asking about, you know, how to get in or what to do. And it's like, man, this could be a bubble right here too. So it's kind of tricky. You
got to wait. And a lot of these big characters, you got to wait till the hype dies down.
Yeah, for sure. I do think there's something to be said for sort of thinking about where things are going and
right.
You know, looking out for some possible gets like that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these books are hitting like all-time high values. Like these cards are hitting all-time highs. You know what I mean? Like this is ridiculous.
We've never seen these type of prices on Marvel cards ever.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
And I think you mentioned earlier Pokemon. I think a lot of the Pokemon collectors and sports cards collectors are coming over to this side of the hobby, and that's why we're seeing a lot of stirring up in the market, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. This could be Gem.
What is it here?
I think it's the Thing.
The hollow? Oh, the Thing, the brown one, yeah.
Yeah.
The brown hologram card.
Yeah. It's like
that one's always hard to see. Yeah.
it's like really hard to see.
Yeah, so there's no scuffs
The
or scratches
edges,
on the
the
surface.
corners look great. There's a bend.
Yeah, I don't know if the warping, if it affects the grain or
Yeah,
not.
there's definitely warping. That
We gotta see if you could press trading cards like you could press comics.
yeah, for sure, dude. That looks really clean.
And then the centering, though, you got to look at the centering.
Right,
Like,
that's the thing, right?
that's the big thing, yeah. Especially on those, it's hard because you might have his name on the bottom in that little rectangle, but is there anywhere else that shows any type of border? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, you know what? I had it upside down. I wish you could see the way the light's hitting right now. It looks beautiful. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll actually hit good over here.
I recently busted all mine out. And I did a video the other day about the card market, and I got a chance to go through the holograms again and all that.
Actually, I think we shared that on our Discord. I told people about that.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, yo, check this
Appreciate
guy out.
it.
For sure, man. No, it's good stuff. That's pretty cool, guys. That's a nice one. Ooh, Havoc. Hoping to see a new version of him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as
They did him pretty good.
yeah, I didn't hate him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
As far
They did him better than they did Cyclops in all these movies.
oh, bro, dude, why does everybody keep saying that, dude? Like, I literally keep.
I guess he wasn't the strong leader that we see in the animated series
True.
and in the comics. You know,
True. This
he was either a young kid
dude,
or like
Magneto and Doom. That's a team up we're needing, dude.
that's crazy. That's OP.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I am just in general like really excited to get the X-Men in and see where all this stuff goes. I think they're definitely going to be doing Secret Wars too, and I think that's where a lot of this crazy multiverse stuff is headed.
Yeah, they have a lot of inside rumors about that. How it's going to be based off of like Hickman's Secret Wars, and then so you might see God Doom. So that's a good book to pick up.
Yep.
You know, and obviously Doom's first appearance is blown up ever since the Marvel acquisition. You know, so
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. That's
you know who's big? You're going to see Multiple Man plays a big role in that Secret Wars, man.
Yep. And yeah, dude, that's gonna be really interesting to see if any value, because that's like one of my favorite runs. I actually have the hardcover. Like,
Yeah, that was a great
I
run.
got the hardcover right here. I was actually just looking at this the other day. I
Yep.
love that story, dude. And
Exactly.
dude, God Doom is fantastic, bro.
Right.
Like-
and his whole relationship with Doctor Strange and everything.
It's so cool, dude. It is so cool. Like, I'm a huge fan.
Thor's.
OG fan says, shout out to Gem Mint and all Geminites. Thursday night, Sith Tiva Nerd Vengeance Ultimate Low-Key Killer Statue Collection. WandaVision. I know, right? WandaVision later, too. It's a good time to be a Marvel fan, man.
Yeah.
Good
Appreciate that, OG.
time. Yeah, man. And tell people about your channel, social medias, and like,
Yeah, man.
what? Yeah.
So the YouTube channel is my main social media, Gem and Collectibles. It's mostly statue unboxings, but I also do weekly comic book reviews where I read all the comics or all the ones I'm reading, do a non-spoiler-ish review. And then I'm big into these omnibus, man. Let me pick out. Hold on, let me show you something. So speaking of Secret Wars,
Yeah.
so like what I like to collect are these omnibus. So this is the original Secret Wars
Ooh,
omnibus.
nice, dude. Wow.
Which will collect, you know, the 12 issue series plus a couple of extra issues that kind of loosely tie in. I guess there's like a what if, yeah, those kind of things. So that's what I like to collect. So I do like hauls. Back when I had more time, I would do reviews of the books after reading them. I'm hoping to get back into that again.
That's awesome, brother.
But so that's what the channel is about. It's about, you know, comic book collectibles, mostly you know, comic book characters in statue form or what have you.
Yeah,
so
man.
We do daily videos. We have an Instagram of the same name, and we have a Facebook group called Geminites, a group for collectors, where it's pretty much everything that goes on in the live chats and comments just spilled over to Facebook 24 hours a day.
Nice. Yeah, dude. That seems like an awesome community, man, and a good place to maybe get some stuff too, like between the community, people doing that. That's always
People
fun.
buy and sell, and you know, we share info a lot of readers in there, so a lot of people that like to read omnibus, and you know, what are good reads, what are bad reads, a lot of that kind of stuff going on.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. No, we'll definitely send some Nerd Vengers over your way, and man, I would love to have you back on too to talk about some more stuff in the future. You know, talk about these films, talk about these movies, and all that craziness, man. We're having a lot of fun growing the streaming channel, and part of the thing that's cool is be able to just literally link up with people and do like just stuff like this and just hang out, kind of introduce you to our audience and, vice versa. Yeah. All right, so we have...
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Like-minded people enjoying the same hobby. Maybe we can get together after Falcon and Winter Soldier's got a few episodes in and see how that's going.
Hell yeah, dude. You come on this morning stream, dude, we'll just cut it up. Just freaking nerd out, bro. That's what we do. That is what we do. So, guys, we have 2 more packs, and then we have the 1 pack that will be available as a giveaway to you guys. So
that's gonna have the Gem Mint card.
That's gonna have the Gem Mint. I know. Well, yesterday I was like, "Yo, it better not be that foil Doctor Strange card that I really wanted out of that set." I was like freaking out. I was gonna have to like shut the camera off.
What sucks is that I never picked up the Jim Lee X-Men card set when I got back into getting them, and now it's like it's probably gonna be expensive as hell to pick them up just for wanting them. You know
I know. It's weird. Like when I bought that's when I first saw your vids, bro. It was in the middle of the pandy. There was nothing going on. I was like, I just feel like some nostalgia. I feel like having some fun. I'm gonna buy these cards, and I was actually looking at your vids and some of the older vids that you had too on cards and comics and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then I found out that everything was blowing up, and I was like, dude, this is crazy.
I had to recently go back to my old card videos. I'm like, let me make sure these videos are monetized, man, because I don't know what I was doing back then when I uploaded those. So, yeah, I could tell when people start commenting on those old ones, like, oh, something's going on in the trading card world.
Exactly, something's popping.
Something's going on.
All right, guys, here it is. The card pack that will be given. Let us crack it and see. I don't know if it'll be a foil because we already have 3 in this box, but, hey, hopefully it'll be something real cool. So first of all, you did get an order thing that you can send to go get something. You got an All Hulks Unite card. You've got a X-Men Agenda card, a new Warriors card, pretty cool. Crossbones, Magus, which is dope actually. Oh my God, you got a Mephisto cards, you freaking buttholes. Never mind, no Mephisto because that's going to go to me. Charlie 27, hilarious character. Deathlock, pretty cool. Shadowcat. Storm, we were just talking about her and how cool she is. Daredevil, very clean. And Major Victory. That's a pretty cool pack, guys. That's pretty cool.
It sucks that we're not going to get that Black Panther Storm, man. Like, that was going to be something that was definitely going to happen in the MCU.
I know, man. I know.
Unless they do it some other way,
Multiverse.
but like that T'Challa and Storm.
Let me pitch you my idea. I'll give you my idea, and then we'll get out of here.
All right.
Eric Killmonger from a different universe that his dad didn't get all the beef and have all the problems, right? He grows up with T'Challa. His T'Challa dies. He becomes Black Panther. Then he comes to our universe and watches our T'Challa die again. For him, he's like, this is terrible. And then he decides to stay in our universe and be Black Panther as Eric Killmonger.
I'm with it. Anything Eric Killmonger, I'm with it. Michael B. Jordan killed that role. And you know what's interesting about Black Panther? I mean, they could do things with it because Black Panther in comics is what? The king of the dead, right? So it's kind of like they could do, I don't know, it's touchy though, because you got to respect Chadwick, you know?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure on Kevin's shoulders, I'm sure, to figure out. I guess going with Shuri as the next Black Panther is also a safe bet, you know, kind of passing the mantle down. Black Panther is the type of character that gets passed down in the comics.
True.
But I definitely wanted that T'Challa and Storm. But Killmonger, you're talking about top tier Marvel villain. I mean, you got Loki, Thanos, Killmonger, right? I mean, people like, then you got your other, you have your Yellow Jackets and you have your Ironmongers and things like that. That are like
the standard, the standard tier kind of guys. Yeah.
The clone version, bad version of the good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. No, I think he would kill it, dude. And also too, he would really do a great job, I think, sort of conveying the emotional loss, because that's going to be a thing. It's like you definitely got to respect Chadwick and you got to respect the loss. I mean, I think they will kill him in the film. I mean, it's obvious, right? Like that seems to be the way they go with these things. So they're going to probably kill him, and we can just hope that it's going to be very tasteful. You know what I mean? And
I'm sure it will.
Yeah,
be.
For sure, man.
And they do a lot of crazy stuff with the de-aging stuff, and maybe they could have him on another actor. I don't know.
You're right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
It's touchy though. Again, you got to be respectful.
True.
You know?
Yeah, true, man. Too. Well, thanks a lot, brother, man. I appreciate you being here. One more time, tell the people about the channel, and if you got anything coming out soon, just let them know.
Yeah, man. Gem and Collectibles on YouTube, daily comic book content, more on the collectibles aspect with statues and collected editions and things of that nature. So come check us out. And if you're on Instagram, we have a nice Instagram page where we post stuff that doesn't really make it to the YouTube channel, or different looks at statues and things like that. So
very cool, my friend.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Check us out.
Well, again, thanks for being here. We'll reach out again, and maybe I'll have some more cards to unbox, or some comics, or we'll just talk about Falcon the Winter Soldier or something like that. All right, man?
I mean, I gotta send you a statue or something that you can unbox.
Ooh, that would be hot for show, man. I'm not gonna say
you don't have any. You don't have any, huh?
I mean, not really. But I'm about to move, and that could be a good thing, for the new
So
spot.
when you move, the biggest thing, like when I bought this house, you got to find the spot where you could put the collection. That's like the number one. Then enough bedrooms,
True.
and
True.
family room and all that. So you got to find that dedicated collection.
You're
room.
right. You're absolutely right. That'll be the first thing. Now I got to go relook at all the places I was looking at. So, all right, brother. You have a good
Josh,
night, man.
thank you, man.
Of course, brother. And everybody, as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I will see you in the next video.